Well, hi everyone. I got a request from MightyMouseLisa to do a vlog, and she was asking the veteran hCGers to come on here and uh, just tell people how we maintain, etc. So um, it is true, though, most of us that have done hCG in the past, we don't come back on and do many vlogs. Because I feel like there's not much to say. And, I'm sure a lot of you wonder where we all go and does it really work, or are we all hiding out eating cookies in the corner because it never worked? So I just want to come on here and tell you all again how I maintain and give you any advice, and hopefully it'll help somebody. I noticed on Lisa's video that hCG Babe made a comment that we think our vlogs are unnecessary and boring, and so we just stopped vlogging. Well, I totally agree with her. I feel like I have nothing to talk about, so I hardly do any vlogs anymore, because it's like, what? I'm still here, I'm still doing the same, and there's not much to talk about. So I apologize for not coming on here, but I do feel like I have nothing to talk about. So MightyMouseLisa asked a couple of questions, and the first one is, how long have you been off hCG? I started back in 2007, and I got all of my 75 pounds off by 2008. And I had done rounds after that because I kept eating like I used to. I would go back to eating, sugars and stuff, and that made me start gaining the weight back. So I would do a round, here and there to try and get the extra weight off that I would gain. I'd maybe gain 10, 15 pounds at the most, and then I'd do another round, and then, yeah, the cycle continues. And so I just finally got sick of it and said, I can't do another round of hCG. hCG is just a tool to get your initial weight off. And then you need to decide, how do I stay this weight, whatever weight you feel comfortable at? How do you maintain? How do you stabilize? So it took me a few rounds to figure out, this is not working. And since I don't want to do hCG anymore, we have to have a plan. And this is just what worked for me. I think the most important thing that I did for myself was to educate myself on how does the weight come back on. And for me, I maintain by eating a low-carb, high-fat diet. And it's not anything temporary like hCG is. You don't go low carb, high fat for a month and then eat whatever you want. It's a way of life. It's forever. I've told people that it's P3 for life, because it's pretty much what it is. You don't eat starches and you don't eat sugars. And when I say starches, I mean breads, pasta, rice, all that stuff, that most of it is just pure white flour, starchy stuff, or starchy vegetables. I don't eat white potatoes. So yeah, I stick to this. I don't call it a diet, it's just the way I eat. It's low carb, high fat. I don't count calories. I don't do small portions. I eat when I'm hungry. And another question she asks is, did you have emotional eating issues? I don't think I ever had real eating issues. Sometimes if I'm bored, I find myself wanting to snack, but I allow myself to. If I feel hungry, I just go and eat something, as long as it's low carb, high fat. I can have an apple with peanut butter, or a slice of cheese with some nuts, or whatever. I have so many things to choose from. I really don't get bored with it. And it's not like I have a small list of foods that I can only eat. It's not a diet, you know. And anyways, so getting back to how I stopped myself from getting on hCG again. I just made the decision to stick to what works. And once you figure out what carbs do to your body, for me, it made me not want to eat them again. All carbs do is you eat something that's got high carbs in it, and it goes straight to your blood system. The carbs turn into sugar. The sugar goes directly into your blood system, and you do this. Your insulin jumps up, so it increases your insulin. Once your insulin is increased, the fat storing hormone kicks in and you gain weight. So it's just not healthy to put your blood sugar in that up and down mode all the time. One person I would recommend to go read his articles or his blog about low carb eating is Jimmy Moore is his name, and he has a website called livinlavitalowcarb.com, and he has a blog on there. He's actually putting himself through, I think he's been on it for a year or almost a year, a ketogenic, I don't know if he calls it a diet, but he is daily testing his ketos in his blood, where he knows exactly if he stays at a certain level, he's still going to be burning fat. And it's been amazing watching his testing on this, and I think it's a great way for someone to continue to lose weight if they need to without being on hCG. hCG, or I did use hCG, was back in 2011. We were going to be going on vacation, and I said, oh, I just want to lose 10 pounds, so I went on the 23-day hCG protocol. And what happened is I discovered that since I'm currently on hormone replacement, and I've been on hormone replacement probably for a year and a half, since 2011 actually, 2010, early 2010, yeah, because I went on hCG like January of 2011, and I discovered that since I'm taking in hormones because I need them because of cramps and stuff, I was getting crazy cramps every month, and I finally decided hormone replacement should help that, and it has. But anyways, after I went off hCG, I lost my 10 pounds, which I think I lost 13 in the 20 days. And I started getting huge, painful pimples. And they were all over my face. They were on my shoulders. They were on my chest. And these are the type, there's different type of pimples. There's the blackheads, whiteheads, and all different kinds of acne. But these are called nodule pimples, where they're hard, painful, red, under the lower layer of the skin. A lot of people will get them on their butts. But these are so painful, and it's all due because hCG really messed with my hormone levels. Because I was on hormones, I think it really raised my hormones like to maybe a crazy level, and I started getting these nodules. And even though I was only on hCG for 23 days in January, I had these pimples until they didn't go away until April. So for 3 months, that's what it caused my skin to go through. It was awful. And they were huge, and you can't pop those kind. You have to wait until they go away, and they're huge, obvious pimples, and I had them on my cheeks, and it was just... So yeah, I will never go on hCG again because of that. I'm on hormones, and it affected me. So I have to just remain on my own plan and maintain just like I have been. So that's what I do. I just suggest that if you are tired of being on the hCG cycling program, and you don't want to be on hCG anymore, make the decision for yourself. You know, test out what works for you. I recommend doing what I do, and it's the low carb, high fat way of life of eating. And it's easy to do. There's tons of recipes out there. And again, it's just like P3. It's not difficult, and I don't have to count calories. It's not a big pain in the butt to eat this way. And it's not limited, and you can eat when you're hungry, and don't cheat. Don't cheat on your low carb way of eating, because it actually can take 2 to 4 weeks to have your body recover from a cheat. And I'm talking just one thing, like, oh, it's a holiday, I think I'll have this piece of cake. Yeah, I don't even do that. I just substitute everything. I make my own desserts. If I know I'm going to be at a birthday place and I want to have a dessert, I bring my own. It's not a big deal. Or people think, oh, you can't even eat out anymore if you do that. No, we eat out every weekend. You know, and I just make good decisions. I don't eat the bread that they give me on the table. I don't, instead of a side of rice, I order steamed broccoli instead with cheese and butter on it. And I don't suffer. This is not a bad way of eating, and it works, and I'm still maintaining and no longer on hCG. Again, hCG is a great tool. I recommend it for anyone that needs to lose weight. I've always believed that. And you can make it after hCG. You just have to do your own research and tell yourself, this is the way I have to eat now, and stick to it. So that's the advice I have, and again, hopefully it helps someone out there. And we'll talk to you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.